Next.
Damn it. Hello, our beautiful hammerheads, and welcome back to another Warhammer Plus review. This time with Hammer and Bolter Plague Song. This is the 10th episode. Is it 10?
Is it tense? I just check out.
God, I forgot.
Yeah, it's the tense.
Yeah, nice. Okay.
Which is kinda sad because it's a Nurgle episode.
Yeah, it should be 14 or 7.
Yeah.
Preferably
Or 12.
7, but okay.
Or 12.
Okay. Wait, 12?
Yeah, 3 times a 4.
Okay.
Because of
makes
the 3.
sense. Yes.
Yeah.
So before we begin, we're going into full spoilers as always. And this time, luckily, he's back. My brother. The Emperor graced us with a work schedule in which we can record at the same time.
I would more like say Nurgle gave some of my co-workers a gift and I had to change shift.
Everything is under the plan of Zinj, so I prefer this way. Okay.
My Nurgling disagrees.
Totally fine. Okay, Plague Song. Newest animation of Farsight features for Warhammer Plus. What are your overall thoughts for it?
Well, it was 20 minutes long and it felt like, I can't really say, it was a wonderful episode for fans of Nurgle, especially for Death Guard fans, and it was, I don't know, a lot happened and nothing happened and something happened. It's hard to describe. It's Nurgle.
It really sums it up in a good way. So it's a 40k animation and you're following the story of the Death Guard. That's basically it. That's everything you need to know. And so we have the champion Morior Dermatis, who fails in one of his tasks and his garden gets burnt down by the Imperium of Man.
Do you not tire of failure, Morior?
And his ambitious sorcerer Ephesus, well, he does something to him. Do you care to explain what he does to the champion?
Well, there is the if you suck at your job as Chaos Champion, you will become a running mixture of jaws, of maws, of legs, and tentacles. It's called a Chaos Spawn.
Yeah, it's not the good kind of tentacles. It's the bad kind.
It's not the Slanesh kind. It's the Nurgle kind.
Sorry, children.
No, it's a wonderful, beautiful Chaos Spawn. I would cuddle him. I would catch like 50,000 different infections, but I would cuddle him. And he would bite my head off.
This is a strange episode because the animation style is, as always, great. It's got better. Not by much. It's just an increment better than the last episode. But it's kind of disgusting in a good way. There are so many parts moving because one part I really loved was a Death Guard Marine was just shooting in one direction and his shoulder pad has just a tongue and it's wriggling around. It's like, so, it's disgusting, but it's awesome.
Yeah, I think this model even exists. This exists as model. I saw it.
I bet there is one model for that.
I saw it. I don't know if it is a model from the older range with the 8th edition starter set or the newer, the plastic multi-part kit. But I saw this model.
Yes.
Actually, every Death Guard model in this episode appears as model on the battlefield.
Yes, and I love this. I love it when the animation studios are just using the models as in animation models. It just connects you to the game.
To the game? You mean to the episode? To Booze.
Yes. So there isn't much to say about animation and music because it's great as always. And so let's just dive into the episode. We already started that the sorcerer is kinda doing bad things to the champion. But what is his ultimate plan? Why does he do that?
Well, should I already say what his plan is?
Not the ultimate end goal, just...
Not the ultimate. He has a plan, he has something foreseen, which he doesn't want to tell us. But first he needs a new champion. So there are 3 wonderful Dash Route Terminators. The personal guard of Mortarion himself, which he doesn't need anymore. And he decided that one of these 3 has to become a harbinger of decay. So he gives all of the 3 of them a gift of Nurgle and sees who of them would absorb it the best. And yeah, one of the 3 survived.
Upgrade. Yeah, and it's gruesome. It's really... if anyone knows the animation from Adult Swim Metallocalypse, I just say blood puke. Because they're just puking blood at one point and... yeah.
Oh, blood puke. Good song title. Someone write that? Oh, that's right. We already wrote that.
Them turns for a second into Ghost Rider and then whoop, ash.
Yeah. It's really gross, but as I've said, in a very good way because it's just Nurgle. So if you're a Nurgle fan, this is the ultimate episode.
There's the next scene. I love this scene so much. So they come out of the warp and it's not a clean warp jump like we know from the Imperium, but it's a chaos tainted. So they're screaming, there's wailing. And you see the ship, a plague ship, and it has this chaos form. And as soon as they are out, the Ephasis just says, "Lower the shields," and you see how the metal retracts and reveals this plague ship beneath, and you're like, "What? This is armor? This is armor parts for the entire ship, and not the ship itself."
The armor parts are amazing. Just. Because as the sorcerer said, retract the shields, and I just, why shields? They don't have gala fields. And what does he mean? And then it's just chunk, 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 chunk.
Retract the shielding.
That's awesome.
It was so epic.
What I liked at this scene was we had
Trace in the Infinite.
The amazing Trazen episode in which we saw the Black Legion interior of the ship, in which it's kind of disgusting because it's chaos. And now we have another chaos ship inside, and it's in a different way disgusting because it's a Nurgle ship. And in the background you just hear everyone so everyone is coughing or puking or something, and it's kind of funny.
Confirms translation to real space. Acquiring astral map preference.
And I really hope to see the other Chaos Gods and their ship interiors, because I want to see just one guy in a Zine ship connected to everything. I mean, literally everything. Because he has so many eyes or something like that. Or with Slaanesh, just one fat dude in a chair. Like, okay, like in the South Park episode with World of Warcraft. He's just sitting there and, oh yeah, I'm raising the shields. I'm the best at this game. Something like that, but
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, if you want want to see one guy who is connected to everything and which is chaos, you don't have to go far. I just say the main tech space marine of the Rock from the Dark Angels. He's connected to everything inside of the Rock.
Yeah, but we haven't seen him yet. We just read it.
I saw a fan comic.
Okay.
Yeah,
No, okay, we digress.
yeah, but it's beautiful.
Yes, it's amazing. I love ship interiors.
So, yeah, they are heading to a planet, an Imperial stronghold, and there's just a huge war fleet heading towards them. And
Why are they flying to that planet? What is on this planet?
on this planet is like on every planet, an astropath. An astropath core. And we will know more about this towards the end, but first the space battle, which is actually quite short because they come closer. A few of the crew panic. One get turned into a blob because he panicked a bit too much, and suddenly there's a wave of entropy, and the ships, the Imperial, turn not from the front where the Nurgle ship comes from, the Death Guard ship, but from behind, from the planet, comes a wave of entropy. They just grow plants. They broke apart. They succumb to the age.
It's
The aging itself.
again disgusting.
It's brilliant.
Yes.
Brilliant and disgusting. And yeah, they breach through the entire defense, and the Harbinger ask them what's so important, and their faces is like, yeah, there's astropathic core on this planet, and he asks them how do you know this, and he just says, because I was there. And then when, and he just answers in his cool, cruel Nurgle way, I will be. So he is there in the future. It's
No.
chaos. It's the warp.
It's because everything in the warp exists at any time. This was one of the shortest space battles ever, basically. But it fits the theme because we do not want the space battle. We want to know why is he going there. So for some people it might be disappointing, but it's not the primary goal of the episode to show some action. And what we forgot, the Chaos Spawn, the champion who got turned into the Chaos Spawn, Morio Dermatis, has a leash now on him because the sorcerer is just keeping him as a big dog, pet, cat,
Something.
blob. And it's just always in the background with the leash. It's just a chain, but it's basically a leash. And so after the fleet gets destroyed, they're just landing on the planet and are wiping out the Astra Militarum. And there you see just like the usual Death Guard Marines, so the Plague Marines, some Terminators were there. I can't remember. No, it was the Death Shroud Marine, sorry, the Harbinger. And so they're fighting a little bit. It's gruesome as well. Some
Plague Bearers.
Plague Bearer, thank you.
The Plague Bearers.
So the
The
Plague
Bearers.
also some Plague Bearers are there because Nurgle.
Yeah.
And then they're at their goal. There's a huge door saying Imperator something something, Astra something something. I forgot. It's just those were the 2 words I can remember because they're everywhere. And yeah, what is behind this door?
Well, first I have to go through this door, and they get a little help from a Nurgling called Nex. And he stands in front of the door, and in his little impish voice, on the question how long will it take, 7 hours for 7 signs for 7 decays if the Harbinger can withstand.
How long?
7 hours for 7 signs.
And he just scratches a sign in the door, and it appears on the Harbinger's armor. And he screams, and with every single new sign, he succumbs to another plague, and it bursts literally out of his armor and on this gate, and the gate succumbs to this decay, and at one point it's just rotten, it's broken, and the door opens, and behind this is the astropathic core still singing their song through the warp, which is fitting because the episode is called Blake's Song.
Yes.
So, and now, what is not their goal?
Yes, but the Nurgling is also amazing because it starts with the "Oh yes, I'm doing this right now," and it ends with "It's done. We will enter."
7 boxes birthed in death.
Well,
It's just this small little demon with this change of voice and demeanor. That was scary.
that was puberty.
Yeah, basically. So they enter the chamber with the astropathic choir, and well, there is also, of course, the plan was to assimilate the choir. Let me say it this way. I don't know any better word because the astropaths are basically being assimilated by the chaos spawn Moria Dramatis. And are being corrupted. Because that's what chaos does. It corrupts everyone. Not everyone, but the majority.
It's not only a corruption. His ultimate goal, his plan was to create a new plague that wasn't seen before, a plague that exists but it doesn't exist, and it existed before it was created and never ended. So he used the power of the astropathic core to send a message to themselves in their own past, where they send out a shockwave of plague, which in the past destroyed the enemy fleet and infected the entire planet, and this in the future. So it's a loop. It's this entire Back to the Future problem.
You can argue that it's basically the same plotline as with the Trazen episode, because there was also the loop in which everything happens again and again, but there are the different outcomes. Here it is just this one outcome. And but in this one, the sorcerer and the Nurgling can and are going to live after the events. They're just setting this one moment in time in motion. So closing thoughts. Sorry.
Yeah, there's this one scene I love. There's one of this astropaths, and they got all turned. So he mutates with the gift of Nurgle, and one of his eyeballs comes out.
Yes.
It's so sweet. So it's just beautiful. Just bloop. Oh, it's also on the thumbnail of the episode.
Yes.
On Warhammer Plus, and oh, it's so beautiful. I saw this entire episode and I was the entire time. Oh.
So, as I've said, for Nurgle fans, this is the ultimate episode. For Zinj fans like me, it's the worst. No, but yeah, closing thoughts. What can you say about the whole episode?
About the whole episode, well, it was something, it was nothing, it was a bit from everything. It wasn't the weakest, it wasn't the strongest, like Nurgle intended, it was actually quite right.
Yes. It was like a good wine. It's just there.
With a moldy aftertaste.
Oh, yes. So, this, I really concur with my brother. It's not the best episode. It's not the worst episode. The storytelling is good. There are some surprises in there. For a 21-minute episode, it's really great that it's 21 minutes. But there's not really things happening. So it feels like that. There is stuff happening. We talked about them. There is a lot of stuff happening. But
A lot of body horror.
Yes. Yes. Yeah, that's it. It's body horror. It's the thing that the latest Fantastic Four movie wanted to be. And it I'm sorry.
It reminds me with the body horror more on John Carpenter's The Thing.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's an enjoyable episode. Sadly, it's not one I will rewatch multiple times. Maybe another time, maybe on the weekends now. But yeah, for me, it's 5 out of 7 plagues of Nurgle.
Yeah, I will rewatch it in a few minutes because our common friend, who is a massive Nurgle and Death Guard fan, I promised to watch it with them. So yeah.
Yeah.
And I give it. Yeah, I would say I'm between 5 and 6 from 7 plagues because I am a Nurgle fan. I have this little guy here. I have a bit Nurgle stuff. I love Nurgle demons. So yeah, I would say 6 from 7. This 1 star is because there wasn't really much to this episode. So yeah.
No. So as you might have guessed, we are 2 sides of the same coin, always.
Yeah. He's always changing. I'm always the same.
Yes. Nurgle's plague. No, thank you so much for watching and sticking with us until the end. It means the world to us. Please leave your thoughts in the comment section down below. We are keen to know what you have to say. And while you're down there, do all the YouTube stuff because hitting buttons is fun. So have a great day, my friend. Stay fantastic. Stay hydrated. And we will see you in the next video. Bye!
Bye.